right, our second guest of the night is Mr. Nathan Campbell. He was also in Writing Frenzy. Isn't it? See how you're thinking, this guy's he's just bringing down all the people that was on his movie. No, the next guest tonight was not in Writing Frenzy, so see there. I'm branching out.
Not plugging your stuff at all, huh?
Well, that's part of what this is about is, because who else is going to plug it, right? So for my 5 people that are watching or whoever, who knows how many people are watching this.
See Writing Frenzy. Great flick.
See it. Coming soon. Netflix, most likely before the end of the year, I would suspect. It takes about 6 months once you solicit and all that.
It's another
fun
Clerk.
stuff.
Seriously, watch it.
What is it to edit and loop them or whatever else they do, to quote Jonathan's line from the end of the movie there without the accent. So
I wish I could do that accent.
Well, I can't do it either, so I'm not going to try because they're going to be like, what are you doing? That's,
People like jump in the pond, just come slap us.
Leave it to the professionals. So you've been doing the acting thing for a couple years.
Yeah, on and off, I guess.
I mean,
more off.
I don't want to be like, we gave you your big break or whatever, but I've noticed
the biggest movie I was ever in was you.
Thank
you.
You've been getting a lot more work, I've noticed. Like, you even did something with Jonathan.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, a couple of my really good film buddies, Simon Myers and Mark Lewis, put together a little thing called Bind. They've it's an action movie. They got a hold of a really awesome special effects suite. We got a hold of a whole bunch of makeshift weapons and filmed this whole thing without firing a single shot. This huge action, 20, 30-minute long film, and it looks really good, and it looks good enough to the point where they're trying to actually write more chapters and stretch it out to feature length.
Okay, I saw the
Jonathan
trailer.
plays a psycho.
Yeah,
like he's a torturing, waterboarding crazy. And just the look to his eyes, man. It's like, oh my God, this guy's off his rocker. It's pretty creepy. He plays a great role.
Yeah, I'll watch anything that anybody who's worked with me before is in, 'cause I just love seeing that. And it's like, wow, when it's like both of you guys are in another thing together, that's just awesome to me.
Small world, right? Did you see the trailer?
Yeah, it looks great. It looks a better quality than Writing Frenzy, because I guess you guys are shooting 1080p high def probably, right?
That's all technical stuff,
yeah,
man.
Like, you're like, I just know my lines, and they take care of all that lens.
I was in charge of gun safety on this show.
Oh, okay.
Among other things.
So what inspired you to start acting? What was the inspiration there?
Role-playing games.
Oh, that's right. You came from the world of LARP.
Yeah.
I remember that
Live-action role-playing. The World of Darkness, the vampire, werewolf, supernatural stuff, D&D, all the fun stuff that the kids, the not cool kids like to play.
It's funny because that's where our writing started from. Cliff and I would be doing modules and doing gaming, then it's like,
Transitions
it's just a
pretty
step
easily.
away from let's turn this into something tangible that
Seriously.
other people can enjoy, not just us on the weekend, and story's done, it's over, you never think about it again. But
it's not the way to do it.
Yes.
And again,
No dice. You don't have to use dice
Yeah.
when you're filmmaking.
You pretty much know the outcome beforehand.
You could, though.
Not always, but usually, yeah. Yeah, but seriously, just the acting, because it's a lot like acting when you're role-playing. You're playing a character. You're making up a character. It's almost like you're starring in your own play that you're making up as you go along.
Yeah.
And I just got a wild hair one day to say, oh, what the heck? Let's see what's on Craigslist, see if somebody's doing something film-oriented. And that's how I hooked up with Mark Lewis and his crew. And just kept checking out other roles as they popped up. I believe you were like the second or third person that ever even gave me a time of day. So, again, thanks, Marty.
No, yeah. And it was obvious from the time you walked in and you did your audition for us. You were the only person who did the pratfall. And that kind of sold it right there. On top of your performance already, it was showing, oh, this guy's, he's into this. He gets it.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody else would just, I don't really want to do that. It's like, oh, if you don't want to do that, then what else aren't you going to want to do? And so you just kind of walked right into that one. That was...
You can't have, you can't be... have too much ego. I'm thinking it's stupid too. You can't have too much pride, especially if you're doing a comedy.
Any new projects you're working on right now, or just
right now? Just the extra chapters to bind.
Ah, yes.
Other than that, not a whole lot right now. I'm reading for a part tomorrow for a student film, but
cool.
I don't really know anything about it yet. Other than that, really not a whole lot. I'm just trying to pay my bills, man.
Oh, I hear you. So basically, if anything comes along, you're game for it then.
Oh, yes. Anybody out there, call this guy. He'll call me. We'll get on there. We'll make this happen. But hire him, too, because he knows what he's doing.
Sure, I'll do some acting jobs. I did a little bit of acting in that movie. It was funny.
The
You're all
priest, yes.
razzing me when I messed up my lines. Like, oh, it ain't so easy, is it? Huh?
we gave you a pretty hard time about that, didn't we?
Like, that's your job.
Man, that was a hell of a shoot. I gotta say that the whole experience of working with you guys on Writing Frenzy was great. And don't sell yourself short, saying you got all the directing out of the way before you actually got there. You did a great job. You really set us straight in a lot of things we weren't quite seeing. You kept us focused when we kept getting distracted from what we should have been doing, and my many outtakes.
Main job.
Yes, preventing me from doing my outtakes.
Corralling.
Which I guess that was a little bit of ego I showed. I don't know.
Oh yeah, because you were always like, when do we get to? Well, you do it my way, and then we'll do it your way.
Right.
And then a couple days into that, you realized, wait a minute, you're
never
moving
letting
on
me
to
do
the
it.
next scene. You're never letting me do it my way. And it's like, oh, you're catching on to my little.
You got me figured out
there. It's like, oh yeah, let's do it. You got a few of them in there. We use the ones that fit. You
used the joke I wrote. And I really appreciate that. That was really cool. I mean, the gross joke, But I figured Pete's got to have a gross joke.
And didn't it kill at the screening?
It did.
Everybody just roared it. We're watching it
Everybody
thinking,
loved it.
is this going to work? And then they loved it. So you can never tell. Just like Jonathan's saying, you don't know what they're going to respond to. You got an idea.
Toilet humor never fails.
You're right about that. The greatest thing about that night of the premiere of Writing Frenzy was people leaving the theater and this one older woman saying, I was pleasantly surprised. And it's like,
it's a
wow,
good feeling,
when do you
isn't
get that? They're probably thinking, oh, it's going to be all crass and F-bomb this and all. And it's like, no, we went more of a PG route.
I was skeptical at first when you said you're trying to nail it back to like a PG-13, but I got to say it was probably for the best.
Yeah, because it's all about the story,
What would you like to know?
I'll throw this one at you. I threw this one at him. What do you think the most challenging aspect of acting is? Nice generic Joe Franklin questions.
There's a lot of things that are challenging about acting.
There is.
A lot. A lot of things are really easy about it, but there's a lot of things that do make it pretty hard.
What do you enjoy the most?
Let myself go.
Yeah.
Completely take on another persona. It's liberating in a real primal kind of way. Telling the story, taking on somebody else's life basically, and telling this person's story that's not you.
Yeah.
And that's, a lot of people do get typecast for a reason. A lot of people do, fall into a certain groove that they just happen to be good at. But a true actor, I think, is somebody who really can embrace anything that gets thrown at them and own it and really just own that persona. And that is, I think, the most rewarding thing right there is just that feeling of, I was somebody else for vicariously for a short period of time. And that's, I don't know. I think that's a challenge, but it's also one of the great joys of it.
So what was that like watching the movie and finally seeing all of your parts together? And did it do it for you, or was it scary? Or?
It was scary as hell, dude. I think that was the fattest I've ever been in my life. And
the camera adds how much?
Oh, at least 50 pounds.
Screen.
It was embarrassing. I couldn't believe it. It forced me to go to the gym. Wow. It really did. It if nothing else. That I got out of Writing Frenzy experience was definitely going to the damn gym because I looked huge on screen. It was embarrassing. I'm still way overweight, but it is what it is.
But you like watching was it like, wow, that I see how this, I remember doing that piece.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was so cool. It was like, I remember when they were hiding over here and we were doing this over there, and then, oh, yeah.
And parts that you probably hadn't seen because you weren't there that day. Or my most gratifying part of it was just getting those audience responses. Once they started laughing a few minutes into it, I knew that we were going to be all right.
That's true. Yeah. It was awfully gratifying to see like the jelly donut scene come together.
Yeah.
Or the licking of the tie. I even had my friend say, oh, he's going to lick it, and oh yeah, there it is.
But you're expecting that. If you
but
don't
because
get that,
it happened.
Like, where's the tie sucking?
It was great.
I had all sorts of.
You remember how we did that jelly donut too, right?
Oh yeah.
We totally had to,
Because there's no commentary track. We can reveal this story now. We had no jelly donut, and we made our own jelly donut.
We couldn't find a jelly donut anywhere in the town of Tucson. What time was it? It was like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Nowhere in the town of Tucson was there a jelly donut to be found.
Unless we wanted to go really far.
But fortunately, I had a packet of jelly in my pocket.
Yeah,
don't ask me why.
How often does that happen? But that's serendipity.
And we went to the grocery store, found some damn powdered donuts.
Powdered donuts.
I bit it in half and stuffed it in there.
A little bit of special effects there with the jelly.
It's magic, movie magic right there.
Amazing.
Incredible. Good times, good times.
Well, it's good having you on, man.
Hey, thanks, man. Thank you for everything. Appreciate it, Mark.
Thank you. Nathan Campbell. So be on the lookout for him. He's also on Facebook, so you can follow his every second of his life.